My name is Drew from 21 The Podcast, reporting for Band.Video. Now, today is the day of the Reoccupy Wall Street event. We're going to go down to Zuccotti Park, and we're going to ask people to first identify the problem with what happened this week in Wall Street, and secondly, what they think we can do to fix it.
Look, we have a lot of people here that are pissed off from both sides of the political aisle. What we saw the last few weeks was, as someone said earlier, one of the biggest transfers of wealth in American history. I think the hedge funds lost something like $70 billion. And it was a beautiful thing. It was the little guy, the anonymous nobodies, the Joe Schmoes on the internet, the anonymous people, were able to take a sledgehammer to the establishment, the established wealth, the centralization of wealth, the institutional wealth, the hedge funds, and they did it beautifully, and they beat them at their own game. It's kind of like a David versus Goliath story. It really is. It has all the makings of a great script. And then what happened? Well, then all of a sudden some people got angry, some Leon Coopermans and those people of the world, the Steve Cohens, and they said, you know what, shut down the rabble, shut down these peasants. They can't make money, only we can make money. Only we're sophisticated, only we know what to do with this money. It's the most condescending nonsense. And they're the ones who are embarrassed. They got caught with their pants down. They got shown to be fools. They got beat at their own game, and now they're upset about it. So we're out here to protest against the hypocrisy, the corruption, the double standards, the lying, and the way that they really screwed the little guy out of legitimate gains. These guys made real money. They paid off their student loans. They paid their medical bills. They bought homes for their families. I mean, these guys are not big people. Some of these guys put a few $1,000s in. They're waiting tables and they bought stocks. So good for them. That's the American dream. If you're schlepping to go to some crappy 9-to-5 and then saving up just enough to buy GameStop, as ridiculous as it sounds, and you make money, keep your money.
So I'm an original occupier of Wall Street.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I was here on 9/17/2011 for 2.5 months. I came here with my daughter, my infant daughter, and our first day here, I'm sitting out here with these signs. George Carlin sign. I put $1 in the change machine, but nothing changed. And like all these great signs I made on her diaper boxes, and I'm like, this is great. And I'm sitting here right on these steps, and banksters were walking by, flicking lit cigarettes at me and my daughter, and the cops did nothing. And you knew exactly right then who they were working for, and then you're like, oh man, this is not Sesame Street anymore, and I hope truly everyone wakes up. We were here for 2.5 months. We had our own newspaper. It was great. It was a bunch of families, not what you saw on MSM or any revisionist history. If you want to know the real history of what occurred here, we just got infiltrated. Unfortunately, a lot of agent provocateurs, these deep staters, but this is a humanity test. It's sadly been politicized, but this is our last chance to save humanity. Freedom and free will are at stake before they enslave us.
Everybody sees it happening. Like, it's not hidden anymore. Everybody sees it because of social media, and there's just so much information that's available not through mainstream news anymore. Like the news, the big news networks don't even cover these things anymore. But through the internet and through social media, through YouTube, people see what's happening. And they know that it's a scam. They know that it's rigged. They know that Wall Street got caught, and they know that they changed the rules.
Do you think that the Wall Street bets situation gives the people hope?
Yeah, I think it inspires a lot of people. I think it brings a lot of people from the left and the right together because we all uniformly recognize they cheat and they get caught, and we all know it.
Our objective is to show that a realignment is happening in this nation. Left and right doesn't matter. What happened with Wall Street and the day traders on Robinhood and Janet Yellen, this is the elites going to war with us, and we need to realize that our freedoms as Americans, our prosperity as Americans is under attack by this small group of people who expect us to follow one set of rules and they play by another set of rules. We cannot stand for that.
So, if you don't mind me asking, did you play any of the YOLO stocks?
Yeah, I played some AMC and Nokia. Yeah, didn't get in on GameStop, but I didn't realize what was happening. I had my own business to deal with. But then once I saw what was happening, I caught up. I realized this is a disaster. This is literally a brazen attempt by the elites to take away your freedoms.
Well, this was hosted by the Young Republicans of Manhattan. I'm here representing the Young Republicans of Queens. This is not a Republican-Democrat issue. This is just an American issue. We need to have liberty of commerce in this country. That's how we ensure the real American dream, the real transfer of wealth from those who were too stupid to risk it to those who were smart enough to bet on it. So that's the reason we're out here and we're supporting these guys. This is not a Republican, Democrat, left, right issue. This is just about how the deck is stacked against everyday normal Americans who are trying to invest and make money for their families. And when we start playing by the same rules as the big guys, all of a sudden they want to change the rules.
Hedge fund monsters, they've caused so much turmoil. Whether you go back to 2008, the collapse of Lehman Brothers, the bailout, in order to supposedly help those who are too big to fail. And now we're seeing it all over again. Too big to fail. So now it happens with Robinhood. It happens with small investors versus the hedge fund monsters. And so history repeats itself. So we're standing with the little men, little women, because hedge funds are robbing the average men and women.
There we go, guys. People do understand that there is a problem with Wall Street that needs to be fixed. Now, there are a bunch of loose opinions on how that should be done, and we will soon find out what is going to be done. Now, this, of course, was not the original Occupy Wall Street. The turnout didn't seem to be equivalent to how big of a problem this is. So I'm hoping that it was just because of this winter storm that is about to touch down in New York City tonight with potentially 14 to 18 inches of snow. I'm hoping that had mostly to do with the turnout that was today. And I hope that more people are paying attention and they're understanding that there is a problem and it needs to be fixed. Until next time, my name is Drew from 21 The Podcast, again reporting for Band.video. Make sure you share these links and share the information. And until next time, hold the line.
21. Winter Sun has been sold out for months. It's now back in stock. It's the highest quality vitamin D3 you're going to find anywhere. You take it under the tongue for maximum absorption, or just put it in your mouth and drink it down. It's absolutely an essential vitamin, meaning if you don't have it and you have a deficiency from it, you will die. The system doesn't want you to know this, and they don't want you to know that they've lowered the allowance of what they claim you need every day to a level that makes you very, very sickly and easy to control. But now we have Winter Sun with vitamin D3 and vitamin K that helps it upload better and is also excellent for your immune system at InfoWarsStore.com. Sold out for months. I'm still going to sell it at 50% off because everyone needs it. Get it for yourself, get it for your husband, your wife, your children, your neighbors, especially folks that work indoors and don't get any sun. It's absolutely critical to get your Winter Sun, now available again at InfoWarsStore.com. Again, Winter Sun at InfoWarsStore.com is back in stock.
Merry Christmas.